I dropped my phone, I think, down the side of the seat.
No,
yeah.
I can see it in your pocket.
Yeah, no, I got to get my phone.
No,
no, I want to stay. No,
Thomas, you can't keep the cars.
No,
we review them for the day, and we gotta go home.
I like this one. No.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been excited by many cars lately.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
on the domestic
when
side
they
of
started
things.
coming out with the CT6 Blackwing V or something. It was supposed to be a twin turbo Blackwing V8 special motor.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive, all-wheel steer. I mean, when I saw that ad, I'll be honest, I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was like,
cool.
because I'm a Cadillac guy, I'm like, this is insane.
Yep.
Did it ever come? I think they might have made a couple, and that was it. Why wasn't that a bigger deal?
See, until I did my homework and like researched this car a little bit, because this is like the formula. This is the formula that, well, GM did it. I mean, this is the perfect, what America is going to need in order to compete on the streets. I'm happy this car wasn't like a huge hit, and I'll get to that at the end. But when I was shopping for OJ, my 2019 Camaro SS1LE, the orange car I had like early on in my channel, I learned about this car. They didn't tell me what it was, and I went back and I tried to find some old advertisement or any kind of marketing that they did. But they told me when I was going to look for this car, and prices of cars were starting to go up because I wanted a ZL1 at the time. I just didn't have the freaking cash. I got my SS1LE, and rat hole some money, tuck away, and I did some work, made some videos, did this, whatever, and I built on it, and I waited until the day I could get my ZL1. Now, they did tell me that this car was coming. They told that there's going to make 1,200 available, and I was like, oh man, do I be smart with my money? Or, because I was thinking that this car was going to be like, yeah, there's no way that this car is going to lose value if there's only 1,200 being made. It's supposed to be like a uber rare collectible. Like, this was supposed to be the one. That was the way it was being sold to me at the time. Now, anyways, I'm happy I stayed true and I went with the Camaro at the end of the day. But nonetheless, this car is absolutely, I love it because it's proof that GM knows what to do. Then again, it's proof that they know what to do, but they're just intentionally not giving it to us, because even when this car came out, they told us that this car was a direct competitor. It was supposed to be punching up into like the BMW 7 Series or the entry-level Maybachs, or, it was supposed to be a luxury car like that. But twin turbo, V8, all-wheel. I mean, this thing's 2 cylinders away from a Nissan GT-R for the streets. This thing got a lot of good reviews. It was the perfect. I like the fact that it has a 10-speed. A 10-speed better than a DCT by a mile. 1, it's lighter. 2, it's cheaper to repair if something does go wrong, which it's kind of proven to be like kind of bulletproof, even though the shift algorithm is kind of like not the best. But anyways, come to find out later on, I guess that was something to do with the valve body. It's going to be the internal guts, which manipulates the fluid control and shift actuations between the gears. I'm not an automatic guy. I'm not. I watched an article. They updated the shift algorithm, and one of the chief engineers at Next Gen Powertrain, one of the guys that claimed that they designed it, that new valve body kind of fixed all the problems. I'm waiting to see what this Gen 2 or whatever they're calling it, 10L90, it's going to be doing. But as far as like on the Nürburgring and everything, it's kind of stumbling on itself when it's, ripping through all those gears, dealing with heat, yada, yada. But nonetheless, still way better to deal with than a DCT, in my opinion. I'm not going to touch on the body. I'm not going to touch on the chassis. I'm not going to touch on anything on the interior. There's tons of reviews for that. It's meaningless. It's pointless. And that's not what you're here for. Let's be real. We're here for the power. We're here for the combination. We're here for the recipe of stomping ass on the street. That's what this car had the potential to do, but never did. And I'm happy. I'm happy it played out the way it did. The 4.2 LTA, that's what they dubbed it. The LTA This motor was actually pretty cool. Here's the thing: is the Blackwing part of it is the motor. So what they're calling the CT6V is the car, Blackwing is the motor. Now, when they came out with this marketing, it was kind of hush hush on the quiet. I called my local Cadillac dealer. At the time, dealing with some D-bags. They want a ton of cash up front. They know nothing about the car. Couldn't tell me what I'm ordering. The simple fact is the marketing. They told us from the get-go that there was going to be 1,200 of these motors made. 1,200. And they're quitting at that. Here's the thing, and I'll put it up on somewhere on the screen here. They did as they promised, because everybody thinks that they just made this car and then we're just like, oop, it's gone. No, they told us from the get-go that they were going to make 1,200 cars, and they did that. The thing is here's the awesome part about GM. And when I say awesome, if you know, you know. They did make a CT6V, but in order to like save a couple bucks, they stuffed this same Blackwing motor in a platinum car. They made less than 1,000 of the V cars, yes, but they also made like 235, I think it was, of the platinum edition cars. The thing is they were claiming that these engines were like $20,000 to make and they were a loss leader. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not getting into the weeds on that, but nonetheless, this was a cool motor. A little small, I'll give it to you. 4.2, probably still weighed just as much, but I'm guessing it's uber strong. I would imagine it's got enough webbing in the block, enough material in the block, because this was an aluminum block with the cast iron sleeve. So it is a Gen 5, technically V8, but it was kind of like a one-off produced Cadillac motor. Dubbed it the LTA. I would imagine that this motor could probably take some power if anybody played with it, but being that there's 1,200 out there, maybe time will tell if somebody wants to pick one of these things up and start tweaking it. But nonetheless, the awesome part, and here is my favorite part about this car, it's not a global car. It's not a global A. It's not a global B car. And the computer that the LTA ran off of was an E92. Now, anybody that knows 2016 up, that's global A. So our Camaro SS, Camaro Z01s, C7 Corp, pretty much anything that LT1, LT4 ran off an E92A computer. This was just an E92. So it was still just as fast. It was just as capable as the E92A, but it had a lot less crap. Now, that being said, I never checked to see if HP Tuners listed it, offered support for it. I'm sure that they do. That's the E92 is like super common as far as, E92A. Those computers were just like every freaking where. I'm not even sure if the E92 might have worked on the 2016 Camaro, because I know the 2016 A8 Camaro was only 2 credits. And I think that this car might fall under the same category. So super tunable, super capable. It's just across the board the best bang for the buck. I just kind of did a quick search for cars.com and used CT6V. I'm recording this in Christmas of 2025. That's what these prices are reflective of, but it looks like people are actually driving these cars. So that's a good thing as far as like picking one of these up super cheap. They're not, for as far as these cars being, 1,200 produced, they're not really holding their value. And that's awesome. That's good for us. I feel kind of bad making this video, but it's good information to have out there, period. So looks like 38,000, 57, 59, 49,000. Depends on how far you're willing to drive. 40, so anywhere from like 40 to 60,000. It looks like you can pretty much get a car or whatever you want. Here's one that's 48,000 miles. I like the white. I like the fact that they made every color. You can get them in red, white. It wasn't just a black car. I know that the black car is pretty much everything that you see online. But yeah, this was pretty much a normal Cadillac. As far as, you know, it being all-wheel drive 10-speed, I know that there's a tail shaft. I'll put it up here. I get with the camera. I mirror my camera, so I'll put it somewhere on the screen here. That transmission gets like super crazy long because it sends the power right up front. Now, the differential, I know that the ratios of final drive was like 327. It's a little long. That's a good highway car, good cruiser. But as far as like anything, you know, maybe a roll racing car, 327, 10 speed. Yeah, you could probably, you know, nothing for dig though. That being said, it did have a staggered setup. It was a 245 front and 275 rear, super skinny tires. The track was real wide. This car was just, it was massive. It was too big. And that's why this recipe would be awesome in like a CT5V or a CT4V. I think that would be pretty badass, but I don't know what's going on with new cars, but these cars get heavier and heavier and heavier. This thing is right up there with an F-150. This thing's like 44, 45, 4,600 pounds before anybody gets inside. So, you know, I heard that the car drives nice. You're going to get StabiliTrak, including some pretty badass traction control, but you know, that being said, I'm happy it didn't make mainstream. One, with the simple fact of it being $1,200, the value it dropped because this car stickered for, it was like 80 to 100 grand, depending on how you spec'd it out. As you can see, 40 to 60 will buy you a car, pretty much whatever you want now. I'm happy I stuck with the Camaro and I went the way I did. And this car is, it is ugly. And like I said, looks are subjective. That's my opinion. This car, the CT5V, is way better looking. Yeah. The CT6 platform as a whole, it got scratched. I'm kind of happy it did. It was just too big. It was too cumbersome. This platform, the setup was awesome. The execution was awesome. Nah, I'll backtrack on that. The execution was not awesome, but the potential was awesome. I think that's kind of where we're heading. As far as creating street monsters and everybody wanting to create big power on the street, and as far as the automotive world, I think that's where we're heading. With the E-Ray and everything, all-wheel drive, it makes a huge difference. I'm just not a big fan because it adds a lot of weight to the chassis, but I don't know. You guys tell me. Twin turbo LT4, supercharged the Camaro and the Corvette, but maybe twin turbo the Cadillac. I don't know. You guys tell me. Leave it in the comments. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I hope you guys did have a good Christmas. Catch you guys on the next one. Later.